Can I help you, sir?
I'm looking for Doris.
I'm afraid not. My job, actually. When she heard what the mission was...
Did she?
Following up once they'd settled in. The bearers you helped liberate in the Dragon's Eyrie were keen to talk about their imprisonment. And about their captor.
The slaver Cole's team were tracking when they were attacked by the Beastmen. I'll go and find her. She's at Martha's Rest, you say?
If she's not moved on already, yes. I hope everything's all right.
Why would Doris insist on going alone? Maybe Cole was right to be worried. How are you feeling, Joshua?
Better than I was.
But not nearly as well as you should be. Your cuts and burns may have healed, but your body still bears the burden of every spell cast.
And what would you have had me do? It was no ordinary foe we faced. It was the Warden of Darkness. Yet still, it was not enough. The king could have ended me at any moment, but instead chose to toy with me like a curl does a mouse.
Yeah. You underestimate yourself.
Oh, it was crystal clear. Only one man established his dominance that day, and that man was Barnabas. I'm sorry, brother. That was ill-spoken. It's just... I have never felt so powerless. And when so many are looking to us for strength, perhaps... No, perhaps the prince feels the same.
What is this place?
Don't move. Here, it's fresh from the well. Grandmother told me spirits sometimes get lost, and that the lanterns guide them to their proper place. I set one on the river for her when she passed away.
fiend works from the shadows. Was it you who guided my hand then, Ultima? No, not you. This is my doing, my fault, my sin to bear. And for it, I must atone.
Your hurts are healing nicely. It was my poultices that saw you well.
You make them?
And sell them, or try to. Earns me enough for bread, most days.
Forgive me. I have nothing to...
I know, but I couldn't just leave you lying there. You're going then?
Of course. I'm healed. Thanks to you and your poultices.
Will you promise to come back and visit?
Well, Phoenix, it would seem that I owe you my wings.
Perhaps he can find an answer. You will be returning to Waloed soon, I gather.
I see no reason to wait.
Then neither do I.
I can think of a few, but I doubt they'll stop you. You will take your medicine.
Of course, Lady Daya.
Set on leaving already, are you?
How long will it take us to get back to Ash?
Dunno, about the same amount of time it took us to get here. Maybe less, if your uncle can find someone trustworthy to patch up the Enterprise. All depends on where we're putting into port, mind.
Yes. It's not as if we can put ashore wherever we choose. We have to assume that the whole of Ash is hostile, and that we'll be attacked on sight.
Then we must find a place they won't think to look. And I have an idea who might know of one.
The Professor! I'll go and tell you coming!
While you're plotting our course, I'll be in the shelves with your lawsman. I wish to pick his brains about Ultima.
Then I'll talk to Karen about supplies for the journey. They may not be easy to come by in Ash.
Your brother's body won't take much more of this recklessness. You know that, don't you?
I do. So Dravost is still standing. For now, at least.
If you can swing a hammer.
Would you like to see my wares?
Clive!
And the account.
Mostly off to the north still. But I spoke to Doris's scouts and it turns out things are worse than I thought. Told old Snotty to be ready to seal the north gate. That should buy us enough for the villagers to barricade themselves.
Well done.
Welcome. I'd never have guessed, you know.
Who'd have thought that the savior of Dravost would turn out to be the realm's most keen to help us?
I am. Thought you could sneak off without me, did...
Black.
One of the scouts couldn't... Unlike my best mate who didn't fix Odin. Long enough for us two to turn into a pair of old codgers.
Then your idea of an apology.
Don't listen to him. You only did what you thought was best.
But that ain't the whole... Vulcan, our master, didn't leave the chieftain. He left it to me. The best blacksmith in Dravost. Bloody stupid. If someone's got talent, you should let them practice their craft, not ask them to settle pay. Our master wasted half his life that way.
So you're wasting half.
You're what Dravost needed. Under me and my precious ideals, this place wouldn't have lasted a year. So I left to devote myself to the work and spare you lot the... I may be a selfish prick, but I only did what I felt...
What you had to do...
Even if it meant we all...
Enough. You can finish beating each other up.
Fine.
Yeah.
Sorry, Clive. I shouldn't have stuck short enough. Still, give us a mo, would you? I need to get my head straight before any... You,
We can't...
Right, you are. Might be... Don't want any nasty... Oh, and... Blackthorn?
Akashic...
How close are they?
Within sight of the walls. And there are more... They'll wash right over us if we stay out in the open. Well,
good idea.
Understood.
I'm prepared.
Well, let's hope you don't. Once the scouts are inside, no heroic last stands, you hear?
August's right. The people here are tough and willing. But they...
I'm going out there. Start work on the gate as soon as I've left.
And if they kill you?
You evacuate. It won't come to that.
You'd better be...
Take good care of Dravost.
Leave it to me, and... give those...
All right. Which one of you's first?
All yours, Torgal.
Is that it? Apparently not. They're not getting past me. No, the question is, did I miss it?
Man alive! As many as I could, he said.
Only almost.
Yeah, one or two did try to sneak over the wall, but we got them.
Good.
In time, yeah. But we can...
Sid! Enough to give those Akashic monsters nightmares. I almost felt sorry for the wretched, but mostly, I felt grateful. Dravost won't forget what you did today.
I'm afraid I've only delayed the inevitable. There's no getting rid of that ether flood. Meaning that any living thing which stumbles into those mines will end up clawing at your walls again.
And that's if the flood don't spread. If it does, well, I hate to say it, but the village's days are numbered.
That may be, but we're staying just the same. With ether floods springing up all over, It's no less safe than anywhere, and more importantly, it's our home. We'll fortify the gates to the north, and I'll see that they're guarded day and night.
All right. Then we'll give you a hand shoring up those defenses.
As for you, Blackthorn, that's twice you've turned up when Dravos needed you, so...
I shouldn't have stayed away so long. And I shouldn't have left without talking it over with you.
Too bloody right you shouldn't. Though I doubt I'd have listened. I always envied you. How you made everything look so easy when, for me, it was anything but. You leaving gave me the perfect excuse to hate you. And from that day on, I never once stopped to wonder what it would have been like if you'd stayed. You'd have been the death of this.
Finally. Something we can hope you see the sense of it eventually.
Alive, perhaps. Wealthy even. But our work used to be now. We churn out the same rubbish. It's not about the crop. I wouldn't send my sons to war wearing the shit most of us smiths. I've kept working, honing my skills. The average castle apprentice has as much passion for the crop. Come back to us, Blackthorn. I'll even man those bellows of yours if it means we can work at the same
That's a kind offer. Kinder than I deserve. And I wish I could accept. There's people who trust their lives to my steel. But that doesn't mean I couldn't visit from time to time. Let's see if we can't rekindle this town's passion for the craft.
I'd like that.
Just be sure to tell Snotty to let me in the next time I come calling.
Knowing it. I never thought
I'd say that went pretty well.
Even better than I...
Sid, I've got something for you.
And this is...
A token, but I'm of a mind to make designs for a certain sword have been...
Now, hold on. There's a reason no one's made that blade in centuries. There's not been a craftsman. I'll admit your cinders make impressive steel. And I've learned to hone an edge, Odin, but the engravings on that thing are enough to make a... And they're not just for...
Have you forgotten what brought you back to Dravos in the first place? I knew I'd never surpass you with the hammer and tongs. Between the two of us, I'd say we're the equal of any mastercraft.
Clive, you wouldn't mind if Zoltan came back to the eye?
As long as he...
Right. Zoltan.
The beast was...
Sell anything today?
As much.
Run like the wind. All right. I need to deal with these ones first. Thanks, Cal. Too slow.
Farewell.
This spherical echo. This is it. Right then. Just two more to follow.
The Dominion's all but done for.
Was that shouting I heard from the barracks?
And you're just gonna fall into line.
My wards and I may soon...
What's happened?
The High Cardinal has descended from his lofty throne and taken up residence here in...
The High Cardinal?
Leader of the Council of Elders. Second only to his raid, not that any of those things still exist. Now he goes by his noble title, the Duke of Oriflamme.
And what does he want with Northreach?
He wants to transform a foundation upon which to build a new Sambra. He's already secured the support of the various army remnant.
He would rob the populace to pay for it.
Believe me, I have used every means of persuasion to discourage him from this folly.
What does Captain Philippe make it? When the town was under attack, it was him the soldiers rallied around.
How? By speaking out against one of the most powerful men in Sambre, a man whose stated aim is to revive the empire Philippe's comrades swore to serve. The captain can offer them a regular supply of gruel and an occasional trip to the Vale to help them forget the terrors they face each day. No. Any attempt, given the mood around town, mutiny may yet be unavoidable.
Who could blame?
Clive, would you for your services to Northreach? And unlike Philippe, no bonds of loyalty. Well?
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, Clive.
Tell me then, where will I find this Duke of Oriflamme? In the garrison?
Overseeing the troops, yes.
All right. Wish me luck. I may have met this Duke before. At the Remembrance Ceremony. Let's hope I didn't make a strong impression.
It's not only control of the garrison he wants. We already have a leader in the Dame.
Halt! Oh, sorry about that. You're the Dame's man. You got some business with the captain?
No, actually. With the Duke. I was hoping I might be able to speak.
We're under orders not to let... But you should be all right. His Eminence, wait here.
So, you are the sellsword who lent his aid, and tell me.
Neither, Your Eminence. I thought only to inquire about your plan to turn north.
Ah, you are worried the expanded garrison will render your services, yet you needn't be. A pride of place, in fact, but no more. For it is they who shall see the Holy Empire
Why here, Your Em?
The town has been fortunate enough to escape largely unscathed, which is more than can be. The Empire wants for a capital, and I believe... with Caer Norvent as her citadel. Once we have seen to the refortification of both the towns, we need only build a wall around both to create a... Plans are already underway for the soon enough. These thralls shall learn that they are no match for...
I fear you underestimate how dangerous these creatures are, Your Em. Should they return in force, you will need all the people of Northreach to come together in defense of the town.
The people will do it. If Sanbreque is to be one who's... That is what... So that any man who wishes to join the army might do so and be fed. And yet there are those who persist in peddling the treasonous lie that I seek to steal...
Precisely. The common folk have little and less, and you would sow the seeds of your...
Sabine.
Yes, And I told you then how putting the Empire before has...
Without...
And in yours, is that what...
Do not take her name in vain.
I'll come back late. The citizens, I wonder what the people... It wouldn't hurt. Let's begin with those on the other side of the wall. I've been hearing a lot.
Not going around, and we've hardly...
I take it.
Just need...
Sell anything today?
As much.
That so-called Duke is...
Alright then.
Just your... I wondered what you thought.
Not much. It's thanks to nobles like him that we had to set up shop this side of the wall in the first place. And now he's trying to drive us out completely. If the dame said she wanted him run out of town.
Half of what comes in is barely fit for pressing.
The garrison salvaged what they could.
A question, if you don't mind. What do you think of the Duke of Oriflamme?
Don't get me started. You build a life for yourself somewhere, only for some noble to turn up and tell you you've got to hand it off. If he thinks his name and his chains give him the right to empty our purses, he's in for a rude awakening. We'll do whatever it takes to keep whatever it takes.
Well, the people seem united enough. What about the soldiers?
Was that shouting I heard from the barracks?
Could be trouble.
Do you think he was the only one who survived?
Does it matter?
And you're just gonna fall into line?
Excuse me, do you have a moment? I wondered if you'd mind sharing your thoughts on the Duke of Oriflamme.
Well, he's made a lot of enemies coming in the way he did. But I mean, look around us. You can see the state the realm's in. The traders might not like having the screws put on them, but if they've volunteered a few more of their hard-earned guild, I think the Duke's got a point when he says rebuilding the Empire is the best way of making sure we're all protected. And if that means people who don't know one end of a sword from another have to make way for those who do, well, that's just how it goes.
It's not only control of the garrison he wants. We already have a leader in the Dame.
One at a time now. There's enough for everyone.
You're the one who's...
On the Dame's behalf, yeah? What do you think of...
I'm a soldier, mate. Listen, I've got nothing but respect for the Dame. But that's where my loyalties lie. Not with the town or the Empire. If the Duke can get us cement and the equipment we need to fight off those blue-skinned bastards, I don't care how he...
Sabine, you are embarrassing me.
You're embarrassing yourself.
I hear the Duke of Oriflamme plans to turn this town into some sort of fortress. Do you think that's a good idea?
It's not for me to say. All I know is that unless the Emperor orders me otherwise, His Eminence's word. Look, no one likes all these taxes and tariffs, but empires don't come for free. Once Sanbreque is back on her feet, we'll all reap the benefits.
Let's see what Philippe makes of all this.
A whole day to dry some...
Welcome back. Great to give you
Captain, do you have a moment?
For you? Certainly. Clive, wasn't it? How can I help you?
I wanted to ask you about the Duke of Oriflamme. Do you intend to go along with his plan?
But to tell you the truth, I'm in two minds. It's my sworn duty as a captain of the Imperial Army to obey his orders. But I can't say I agree with him.
Philippe, I remember you saying that you became a soldier to protect the people you loved. The Dame included.
That's right, I did.
Well, she doesn't agree with the Duke's orders either. She thinks they could tear Northreach apart.
And she's probably... Thank you, Clive. I know what I need to do now. Protecting the people I love is what matters. Well, duty calls, so I better go. Thanks again.
It seems Philippe wants to do the right thing at least. I expect Isabel will be pleased to hear that, if nothing else.
Ah, Clive. How did you... were you able to...
I was.
So Northreach is to be a fortress after all. Well, it will certainly help to hold back the thralls. There's no denying that. Though I doubt it will come as much They deserve to be heard, Clive. To have a say in this new empire.
Sadly, His Eminence values their obedience more than... I fear he sees the people as mere pawns on his chessboard to be... Needless to say, they themselves are of a different opinion, and would rather their destinies were in your hands. The soldiers meet, and not just because of the Duke's rank, but because of his vision.
I thought as much. Had I sworn to protect Sanbreque, I dare say I thank you for trying.
I don't know about...
What happened to you?
I handed it in. Told the lads I wished them well, but that I owe it to those I love to call it...
But why?
Because I realized what really matters to me. Not following some nobleman protecting. I honestly don't, but I'm certain when they do come back, we need to stand together. All of us. And with you to lead us, milady, I reckon we can do it. It was you who finally convinced me, Clive. There's no point following orders if they go against everything you believe.
Indeed.
All of us, standing together. That has always been Northreach's. We have only to turn our attentions to the true enemy. Thank you, Philippe, for showing me what I must do.
Anything for you, milady. Speaking of standing together, would you mind if I fear His Eminence has loftier tasks in mind for the...
Not at all. Be my guest.
Wouldn't be the first time.
There may be hope for Northreach yet. Especially with men like you, and I, for my part, shall continue to work upon the Duke, in the stubborn belief that I might still tempt him into joining hands. But I suspect I shall have to call upon your aid again. Until then, Clive.
Until then... Doris should be somewhere nearby. Assuming she's still here.
Just because the heavens have gone to rack and ruin, it don't mean we have to.
It doesn't still hurt, does it?
It's been a pleasure.
I'll give your offer some...
How goes the investigation?
Sid, what brings you...
You. I heard you were out here on your own, tracking our slaver.
Of course. And it had to be me. The bearers, she's no fool. If we'd come in force, she would have spotted us straight away, and then vanished without...
That was her just now, wasn't it? So, was it a fruitful reunion?
I'd say so. She tried to recruit. Seems her time in Rosaria is coming to an end. She's abducted bearers from across the region and is... After her brush with those beastmen on the road to Northreach, she hired herself an Imperial escort, which she wants me to join. She's dangerous, Sid.
Then I'm going with you. I'll take care of the escort. You can see
The Baum archers, soon to break camp. You go on it.
Clive, I'd like you to take some seeds for planting. Thought it was about time I'll keep providing them with whatever they need, but if Eastpool's going to survive, as have those poor bearers, they've lived their whole lives in servitude, but now they're their own masters. Small wonder they ain't got the foggiest how to provide for themselves. So it's up to us to teach them. And if you're wondering why well, the wagoneers taking supplies up that way have been coming back with more and more reports of Akashic around the village of late. Sir Wade's putting a brave face on it.
All right.
Thanks, there. That should...
Gizal greens.
Not the most mouth-watering crop, I'll admit. But they're better that than something that... And chocobos love them too. Which is no small... They ain't exactly succulent, but...
I'll take your word for it.
Anyway, Sir Wade'll know what to do with them. And if he don't, well... I'll go up there and show him myself.
I'm sure you...
Ah, Lord Rossfield, what brings you to Eastpool?
A delivery from Martha.
These are Gizal green seeds. Martha's keen to cut the apron. I jest, but they'd long since gone to seed.
Martha was hoping he might be able to show the bearers how to plant and tend so that they'll be able...
That's not... These bearers had... They know little of freedom, of providing... Unless we teach them how to live like free men, I fear that all we have achieved in bringing them here is to exchange one master. Not that myself and the Guardians have been the best example to them so far. It's about time we all started to provide for... Unfortunately, we've been a little too busy of late to focus on much besides bolstering our defenses. There have been...
The Horde! They're coming.
Time it all. Gather the men in the square.
Yes, Sir Wade.
The Horde.
Akashic. A veritable legion of them. We don't have the numbers to...
Now you're out of time.
Precisely. If reinforced...
What if you could...
You mean the bearers?
So wait. You said you lack men, though they may not be trained soldiers like your Guardians. What help they are able to offer could still prove...
You're right, my lord. I will... My friends, I humbly beg your aid. We Guardians are few and our enemies many. But I swear we can defeat them with you at our side.
You would send us to the slaughter?
to serve as bait for those fiends so that you and your men might be spared. And to think we trusted you. Say what you will. A home is not worth dying for.
But it is worth fighting for. Sir Wade fights to give you lot a chance. Just like I do. Just like Sid does. We all wanted to give you a home where you could be free. And you got one, didn't you? This place, Eastpool. This is your village. Your home. And if you don't fight to protect what's yours, you'll lose it. You know I'm right. This world wants to take everything from you. Everything. Your homes, your freedom, your very lives. So then, are you going to stand by and let that happen to you? Are you going to accept fate like good little Bran did and die, having never stood up for yourselves? Or will you fight like free men and women?
What are you doing?
All right. Give me a sword. I never dreamt I'd have a home of my own. And now that I have, I don't want to lose it. I will protect what's mine, or die trying.
We all will. Free men and women, fighting together. For Eastpool!
For Eastpool!
Thank you, Martha.
Don't mention it. Just promise me one thing. That you'll show them how freeborn fight.
Gladly.
Well, if it was numbers you were lacking, you certainly won't be now.
Thanks to you.
Me?
Lord Rossfield?
So what's the plan of action?
We'll divide our forces into several small detachments, each made up of guardians, bearers, and guards from the rest. These will, upon engaging with the Akashic, each detachment will keep the creatures occupied as...
You're going to lure them into the village?
I am. We will have neither the time nor the resources to treat the wounded, so injuries must be avoided at all costs. Instead, we will focus purely on defense at first. By coordinating our withdrawal through the use of messengers drawn from among the bearers, with luck, that point will be the village square. The perfect place for our most able warriors to surround them, and for you and I to finish them off.
A sound plan, but one that'll require a leader with a cool head and strong nerves to coordinate. I'd say you have both in abundance, Sir Wade, but you'll be needed. Please, leave the last of the fighting to me.
Ha! And let you have all the glory.
Sir Wade!
Then you know what you must do. We work together, each shielding the other that no man might fall. That east for Rosaria.
For Rosaria!
We've no time to argue, my lord. I'll do as you ask.
And I will do as you ask.
Suppose we'd better do our bit.
Right, you...
The calm before the storm. And here here it comes. I will not let this village fall. Farewell! Guess we're all ready. Looks like that's the last of them.
Lord Rossfield! Change of plan!
What is it?
Owl from the rest. An Akashic curl's been sighted on Rhiannon's ride and is headed in their direction.
Well, the better half of her guard is here. So wait, how many Akashic remain?
Hard to say. My men are still facing some resistance, but I think the worst is behind. I could order a detachment or two to fall back and...
No. Let them finish the job. You stay here too, Sir Wade. Your men need you. I'll go after the curl. Join me only when Eastpool is won.
If you're sure, my lord. May the Founder protect you.